What's up guys, Jeremy here with Shine Supply. Today I want to introduce our new Tango Microfiber Pad. The Tango Pad is the first of its kind to hit the industry. We are stoked that Lake Country took our idea and actually implemented the dual layer design that they already had into a microfiber pad. This pad has been awesome at our detail shop. We absolutely love it. It's one of our go-tos now. This is a 5-inch pad. We're not making it in 6-inch yet or 3-inch. We know this is going to be well embraced in 5-inch. It's the more popular size in our industry. So this is our starting point. Okay, so the reason I named it the Tango Pad is because being that it has a taller foam structure, it allows the pad to dance, so to speak, over the body lines of the car. The taller the pad, the easier it's going to mold and dip throughout the body line transitions on the vehicle. So let's go over what application you would use this pad in. So here at our detail shop, we've been using this pad a lot for what we call our level 2 enhancement polish. It's where we're not trying to chase every single defect out of the surface, but we are trying to remove a bulk of the swirls and some of the lighter to medium defects more on a quicker surface, not a complete paint correction, but again, where you're trying to get some nice defect removal and still keep it in a decent time frame on the job. All right, so a few comments to you professional detailers out there that ask, hey, why would I use this pad? It's really meeting the needs right in between the cutting and the finishing, leaning more on the side of a microfiber cutting pad. It's really giving you that heavier correction, but you're also going to be able to run this pad on your tool a lot longer than per se the finishing pad, because it does have the centering hole and the dual layer design, and you can run the pad longer on the job before having to swap out to a different pad. So a typical approach for a do-it-yourselfer would be to grab what the industry calls a cutting foam pad, which is a firmer foam pad. Because microfiber pads can be intimidating, because anyone that's used them as a do-it-yourselfer, they leave a light amount of haze in the paint after they've done their correction. And that can be intimidating when you see that haze. You're almost thinking you're putting defects into the paint. Being that this is a softer microfiber material, it's leaving very, very minimal haze in the paint. So as a do-it-yourselfer, I want you to feel comfortable grabbing this pad and doing an initial step with it, even if you have a darker vehicle, and knowing you can grab the foam pad and do a quick second step with the same product, which we'll discuss in a minute, and quickly remove any light haze left from the microfiber pad. One thing that I've noticed is in the industry, they call this a microfiber finishing pad, which makes your mind think that you're supposed to use it for your final polishing step. I feel like it's caused some confusion in the industry, where this is more straightforward. You know, it's a microfiber cutting, you know you're gonna use it for your compounding step. But because we've seen this cutting pad be way too aggressive on a lot of these darker color, softer paints, we tend to switch to this microfiber finishing pad. But because this is not designed to be ran for long periods of time, this finishing pad, it's more for like a quick polishing step, it just doesn't hold up when you're using it for more of a compounding purpose. So that's where the Tango is gonna be the perfect fit, because it's functioning right in between the cutting and the finishing pad. It's holding up a lot longer, meaning you don't have to swap your pad out 4, 5, 6 times per job, because this finishing pad, in comparison, just starts falling apart because it's holding all the heat in this foam. Foam starts to separate and break down. Sometimes this Velcro backing, this hook and loop can delaminate. Even though I'm saying this is great for an enhancement polish, I want you to know that a lot of times we've gotten full correction out of the performance of this pad, meaning we've gotten all the defects up. Please don't think it's limited. I'm just saying it's mainly our go-to for enhancement polishing, where we're not trying to get every single defect out, but we want good defect removal. Another thing we've noticed, being that the Tango is a taller pad than the microfiber cutting, we're able to get into some body lines on the vehicle that we typically could not get into with the microfiber cutting pad, just being that the pad is shorter, which makes it more rigid when you're coming into the contours and the body lines of the car. Where the Tango, being the taller pad, it's just gonna mold down into that body line, again, making you more productive with your timing. Like basically you're gonna be able to cover more ground on the vehicle quicker because this pad's essentially more agile than the cutting pad because it's getting into more of those tighter areas that you might typically have to switch to a 3-inch tool to get down in. I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip. I hear a lot of guys offering single step polishing, meaning they're trying to just do one step. So the traditional approach I see with that single step polishing is they're gonna grab a cutting foam pad. They're gonna try to get the best results with this foam because they don't want to leave any haze in the paint. So they use a foam pad to avoid leaving any of the microfiber haze in the paint. I personally would rather do 2 steps and get better results than a single step with foam and keep that in the same time frame. And you can do that with the Tango. You can use the Tango Pad with any of our compounds and any of our polishes. We've grabbed out our classic polish and our Burnout. These are 2 products that we find ourselves using the Tango Pad the most with. So I got our classic polish, which is our versatile polish, tons of uses. It functions pretty much like a light compound, but it has incredible finishing abilities. We also have our Burnout Reconditioning Cream. This has a great cutting ability. It also has silica in it, SiO2, which gives it some protection, especially if you're a do-it-yourselfer. This is a great product you could grab and know that you could get some correction. You could also be leaving some protection on the paint in one simple step. Let's say I had an enhancement job and I used our classic polish with the Tango as my initial step, got some really nice defect removal, but it left a light haze in the paint from the microfiber material. Quickly switch up to an orange foam, do a few more passes with the same product, which quickly eliminates the light haze left from the microfiber and your job's completed. So I can do the same thing with our Burnout Reconditioning Cream. This has more abrasive than our classic polish, so if you wanted to get even more correction ability, you can pair the Tango with the Burnout Reconditioning Cream. So you're basically implementing 2 different pads, 1 product, getting a better result on those more simple enhancement jobs without sitting there for hours and hours trying to get the results out of a traditional cutting foam pad. All right, so let's talk about what tool you can use with the Tango Pad. A tool we like to use it with is our Griot's DA polisher. What we like to do is this polisher comes with a 6-inch vacuum plate. We like to swap that out for a 5-inch. It makes us more agile during the job. So this does have a 5-inch vacuum plate on it. So the Tango fits perfectly on that vacuum plate. It's a very user-friendly tool and you can get great results when pairing this DA polisher with the Tango Pad. The tool we use the Tango Pad with most in the shop is our Rupus 15. All right guys, so whether you are a professional detailer or a do-it-yourselfer, this is going to be a great pad. Please keep in mind that on darker vehicles, when you do use the Tango Pad, you're gonna wanna have a nice HDO orange foam pad in your arsenal to do a quick second step to get maximum clarity and good results. If you have any questions regarding the pad, please leave us a comment. We're always happy to help. And it's available now at shinesupply.com. We'll see you in the next video.